This is a message about coming back to the heart of Source. And the specific message for you today at this time is the cup of your heart is being filled with love until it overflows. The cup of your heart is being filled, the chalice of your heart is being filled with love until it overflows. Divine energy is with you right now. Many of you guys tuning in are connecting very potently, very strongly to the heart of Source. Divine energy is with you now, helping you melt away blockages so you can be open to receiving love. And we aren't even talking necessarily about romantic love. It's not about that. That just comes in naturally when you yourself are flowing with love, when you yourself have surrendered control and, egotistical outcomes, like ego-driven outcomes. I just saw 111. So right now, your cup is, the cup of your heart, the chalice of your heart is being filled with love. Okay, and the divine energy is working with you right now, like this message says, to melt away the blockages, to melt away the old energy, to melt away the old patterns or ways of thinking around love, around feeling love, and around being truly open to love. Because a lot of people are in the ego when they go, oh, I love myself. Oh, I'm, my heart's open to love. But in true reality, you're actually blocked, or there's still blockages. But the ego, wants to keep you in a comfort zone. So the ego tells you, oh no, you've healed that. Oh no, oh, I'm good. I'm open to love. I am in the vibration of divine love and frequency like that. You know what I mean? So the message is very clear. It's like the cup of your heart, the chalice of your heart is being filled with love until it overflows. The vibration of love is an abundant energy. It is an abundant energy. It is a prosperous energy. It is a soothing energy. It's a balanced energy. It's like all these things, right? So anyways, okay, so let's pull some cards. Let's go ahead and just start with some cards here. If you are new here, I'm Erica. I am a psychic medium and a priestess. I'm going to start with the Psychic Tarot. Okay, we have the solar eclipse happening tomorrow. It's a new moon solar eclipse. It's the second eclipse. Look at that. Spiritual union. It's, and then did you see the cup? Right? Like it's the chalice. It's the chalice of your heart, see? This is about your inner feminine and your inner masculine being in a hybros gamos state of union. This is exactly what I just got done saying about balance, about like, the cup of your heart. Okay. In this moment, this is not about a DM. This is not about divine union. Like I said, that stuff just naturally aligns and starts to come in and manifest, when you yourself are in this energy. And what I've been witnessing a lot lately is people who are very much still in the ego when it comes to their healing journey. People who are clinging to the old identity and to a false identity of I'm healed, I've healed that, I love myself, like it's crazy the amount of people who actually believe that and who vocalize that. You know what I mean? And I understand it. I get it, but, we've all dealt with like our ego before where, we thought like, oh yeah, this is what self-love is. And oh yeah, like I'm ready for divine union. I just saw 444. But then you go through another, cycle of death and rebirth. And then you realize, and you've shed a lot more illusion within yourself and your ego. And you realize, oh my gosh, I was not ready. at all for divine union when I thought I was. You know, I wasn't loving myself in the way that I thought that I was. I wasn't loving myself in the way that I needed to truly be loving myself. Okay? And that's what I mean. I'm picking up on a lot of ego. It's like, I love myself. I love myself. You know what I mean? But it's a front. It's a lie. I mean, we may love ourselves on certain levels, and we may have learned certain karmic lessons, and we may be loving ourselves in certain areas where we didn't love ourselves before. You know, but this message is literally saying, like, the divine energy is with you. It's now helping you to melt away all of these blockages connected to your heart and connected to your connection with the heart of source as well. Okay, so that you can be truly open to love and to receiving love. Right? Okay, see? Conflict and defeat. It's like the Five of Swords. It's self-sabotage. This is exactly what I'm talking about. It's like inner conflict. It's like where we self-sabotage. So if we're like fooling ourselves and we're saying like, you know, I've healed this, I'm good, I don't need to heal anymore, I'm good, I'm this, I love myself, right? Like, we're not fooling anyone, and we're not doing anything, you know, except lying to ourselves and hurting ourselves. You know, we're self-sabotaging divine union because we're refusing to go truly within, right? Okay. And a lot of this is connected to the base chakra, the root chakra. It's like when you don't feel grounded, when you don't feel supported, when you don't feel stable. It's also like survival mode energy too, in the way of like the material realm. So what I'm getting is like a lot, like there's still, okay, so the root chakra is, there's a lot of healing happening in the root, and divine energy, divine assistance is helping with this as well. So it's like the heart, there's a lot of yellow right here, which is our power center, the solar plexus. How are we still self-sabotaging, and how are we not fully in our power? You know, where do we lack confidence? Where are we not feeling confident? And then also, where do we feel confident? You know, where has our confidence grown and risen? But this is very clear. This is like self-sabotage, false victory. It's a false victory. What I'm also getting is, you know, for those of you guys that, again, it's for those of you guys that are, you know, you still have like those abandonment wounds within, you still have rejection wounds within, you have very deep wounding, and many of us do, around abandonment and rejection, right? And then we can even like reject ourselves. So there's something with like your past relationships and past life connections where it's you self-sabotage. You know you're not safe. This is a card of like the root chakra is like, you know, feeling safe, feeling grounded, feeling secure, you know, in your life, in your home, you know, in your money, in your basic survival needs. Like, you know, I've got plenty. I feel good. I'm secure. My money's good. I'm stabilized. You know, I'm not in fear. I'm not in lack. Like, you know, that's a healthy root chakra energy. But what I'm getting is a lot of these old wounds and patterns around lack are like coming back up. They're resurfacing for you to look at and balance, you know, and to stop running from. Like, that's kind of like what the eclipse is and everything has been doing. It's putting it back in front of you. It's making you it's triggering these wounds. It's triggering things again, you know, or putting things or people back in front of you so that you can truly, you know, take your power back and no longer run or self-sabotage or have that false victory. The false victory meaning, oh, I've overcome that, I've triumphed over that, I've healed that. But the universe is saying, no, 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 that's a false victory. That's an illusion. That's not true. That's you trying to protect yourself. That's your brain trying to protect you, keep you protected and safe. Okay. So the heart, see, look, you can't make it up. I split the deck. There's the devil. I'm telling you, it's the heart. Your heart is opening and expanding, and there's so much love that's coming into your heart space, and that you're starting to really feel for yourself. Like really cracking the egg open and seeing, and going within and seeing what's inside of the shell. So that you really can receive divine love with another soul. So you really can be in that space of receiving. Okay. So again, the divine energy is helping to melt away these blockages so you can be open to love. And the cup of your heart is being filled with love until it overflows. So the things that are going to start happening in your life and coming in, they bring more happiness to you. They bring more healing to you. They bring more peace and bliss and joy and love to you. Okay? Deception and envy. See, I mean, you have the Seven of Swords. I mean, you have the Seven of Swords and the Five of Swords here. So it literally is seeing where you've been wearing a false mask in regards to love and divine union. So, like, there's a lot of people that I see who, like, they are not doing the work. They are not healed in the sense of true divine love, union, frequency, and energy. So, it's like people constantly going outside of themselves, trying to find love and safety and comfort and solace in another person, because they themselves are wounded and broken. They don't feel safe with themselves. They don't feel safe in their life, in their own body, meaning. So they need, you know what I mean? People that, it's different trauma, but that's what I witnessed a lot. So people who are like, and they it's an illusion. They fool themselves. Like people who are like, like I've met, false twins, and I've met, multiple twin flames, and they just end up being narcissists, or, it's like people have it so wrong. They have it so wrong. And that just shows right there that, that their frequency is lower, that they're not seeing from true higher vibrational frequency and perspective. They're still stuck in that cycle of pain, and then they also, can't see and discern with their intuition the fact that there's no such thing as a false twin, first of all. There's no such thing as multiple twin flames, or having two twin flames, or, or seeking out a twin flame, or, I don't know. It's so corrupt, and it's so blasphemous, like, that people are actually out there like, I just want my twin flame. I just want to meet a twin flame. Like, that's insanity. That's crazy. Like crazy, because a twin flame, a twin soul, like, that's not why you guys came here. You guys didn't come here to be all lovey-dovey and to, to be codependent on each other. Twin flames are the opposite, because it's a identical soul twin, right? So it's highly triggering, it's highly activating, and a lot of the journey is, spent in a physical separation where you guys are just doing your own thing. You're living your separate lives, So anyways, going back, like, I just see the deception and the illusion a lot. So I just have to address that. And I know I can, if people aren't in the right frequency to receive the message that I'm saying right now, they're not going to hear it. Like, I could be screaming at them in the face until I'm blue in the face. I could be screaming the truth to them, and they still won't hear it, because we know that people are in lower vibrations and consciousness. Like, it's, they don't see it. They can't hear it, they can't see it, they can't understand it, okay? But a twin flame will trigger, it will activate and it will trigger you very instantly, pretty much, into higher self-awareness and self-love. Like the divine feminines, pretty much, like if the divine masculine twin starts pulling away, the divine feminine has been activated enough already by her masculine that she is she immediately goes into that self-love, you know, and she starts reflecting that to the masculine if she's not already. You know what I mean? She's not chasing, she's not desperate, she's not, please come back to me, she's not, where are you? You know what I mean? She pretty quickly like gets into that self-love of, you know, but she's still learning and she's still processing and she's still integrating, of course, you know? So, but for the most part, it activates you on such a massive level that like your whole world changes, your spiritual gifts open up like that. You immediately start going into that like self-love, going within, you know, like you want to start, you start focusing on you. And that's the whole point. That's the whole point, you know? So it activates the feminine like in that way. But you know, it also helps trigger abandonment wounds and things like that, you know, that need to be healed. And then of course, like the divine masculines, their ego and stuff like that is what gets triggered basically. You know what I mean? So anyways, there is a lot of deception in the spiritual community because there's a lot of tarot readers out there that, you know, they aren't twin flames. They don't know what they're talking about. They truly haven't done any work, you know, or they've done a little bit of work. Like they have not really done jack shit, yet they're channeling twin flame messages and hashtag twin flame and, you know, twin flame journey this and this is your twin. And, but they're idiots. You know what I mean? Like, I'm sorry, but it's true. Like, you know, anyone who's like out there, like doing that, you know, it's like, it's idiotic because it's like, first of all, it's bad karma. Like if you're talking about things and you're putting those things out there to other people, as guidance or facts or as a reading message, you know what I mean? It's just, it's like that, you know what I mean? So anyways, use discernment, right? A true twin soul reader is not going to deliver message over and over and over again that keep you stuck in painful karmic cycles and low vibrational reading cycles, like where it's like drama, karmic, that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? It's going to be all about you. It's going to be all about you. And that's what this message is for. This message is letting you know that the period that you've been in, it's been all about you. And that the guidance right now from source, from literally the heart of source, because many of you guys are in these high vibrations. Many of you guys have taken off the mask and you're seeing right now, because of the astrology and the solar flares and everything, you're seeing through even more of your own patterns and illusions, and you're seeing more clearly like how you have been wearing, how you're still wearing these deceptive masks, whether it's to yourself, to other people, at work, whatever it is, you know. And it's like our deceptive and illusion like patterns, you know what I mean, and behaviors and ways of thinking and like all these things that, you know, it's being, like I said, put in our face so we can see it so clearly, clear as day, crystal clear. Oh shit, like that's an old pattern that I'm still in. That's an old way of thinking that I'm still in, you know? Okay. So anyways, and then look at bottom of the deck, see 7 and then 8, emotional withdrawal. So right now it's like, again, the chalice of your heart is being filled with love until it starts to overflow, until it's overflowing. It's very Ace of Cups, your cup runneth over. But in order for that love to flow, the blockages need to be healed. The trauma wounds need to be addressed, cleared, healed. And the energy of source, the divine energy, is helping with that melting away of the blockages and stuff. But you have to always be co-creating and also helping with this work too. So where have you emotionally been withdrawn? And if you're feeling emotionally withdrawn, if you're feeling, because a lot of emotions and shit are coming up right now, right? So there is a lot of like depressed energy or sad energy, like, you know, but it's old energy mostly that needs to come back up, that needs to be cleared. Like wherever you suppressed or whatever before, you just put on that mask and you kept in survival mode, and you kept the emotional withdrawal, like, you know, like you went, it just was internalized. Okay, but to elevate into this, what did I say about the, like, this is the Empress, this is the true love frequency, this is the divine feminine, this is being in the heart of source. Look at, see, her heart chakra is all lit up, like she's connected with the heart of source. She emanates the heart of source love frequency. She's, you know, grounded, she's content, she's abundant, she's nurturing, she's all the things, right? Wife, mom, matriarch energy, like all these things. This is the level up. So right now, the divine energy is helping to melt these blockages away so you can truly be open to love. And you can see in her, you know, in her energy field here, like she's open. The energy's open. It's all abundant. It's all, you know, the heart space is open. And this is important because for a lot of you guys, like divine love, like with another soul is like, it's like right here in front of you. It's like so close. So close. It could happen within the next week or 2 or 3. Literally. For many, that's literally the case. That's literally like what's happening here. You're in that mode of receiving. You know, coming together with your beloved. But first you must come together into Hyros Gamos union with the beloved within. Right? So spirit and the divine is helping with this, but this also is this is also spiritual guidance for, you know, whoever's tuning in. You know, co-create, like working, like the eclipses are all about like surrender, just kind of like let things just happen the way they need to happen. Right? But also, so like you're not thinking like, you know, you're not like stressing out about like, oh my God, this, and like just let it all be right now, you know? But at the same time, there's such an extreme amount of clearing happening and like energy infusions and activations and clearing that, you know, a lot of souls, a lot of people right now who are going through these like intense upgrades, right? These preparations to receive and to come into holy union and, you know, all these things, right? Like people are feeling exhausted. Like you're feeling so exhausted, just so tired. Like you can't catch up on sleep, you know, you could feel just like very low energy. Like that's because it's taking so much energy. There's so much old clearing and your nervous systems are being recalibrated, and, you know, there's purging from the chakras and from the physical body, and, you know, like all these things are happening, and it's intense energetically on the physical body, and, you know, and just feeling everything. So right now it's literally like, you know, if you feel called, putting pen to paper, like I release this, I'm, you know, in my heart, I pray for divine support, which you're already getting divine support. So what I'm seeing is like for some of you guys, you've been praying to your guides, to spirit, about divine assistance in helping you to heal your heart chakra, or help you, you know, bring healing to your root chakra or your solar plexus or whatever it is. But specifically, I'm getting a lot of the heart. Help me connect to my heart. Help me heal my heart. Help me connect to the trauma and wounds connected with my heart chakra and, you know, the past and past lives. Like, so they're letting you know, like with this message that I just channeled, like that's what they're doing. So this is your confirmation of that as well. Okay. So some spiritual guidance. This is also confirmation for a lot of you guys of what you've been moving through and what you've been recognizing within yourself. Oh my gosh, I'm still self-sabotaging, or you're seeing the deceptive patterns and through the illusions of yourself of, oh my gosh, you know, I'm still withdrawing emotionally in this way. You know, I'm running from this still, you know, I'm not standing in my power. I avoid conflict, you know, because I just, you know, I'm a people pleaser and I just want to keep like everyone like, you know, I don't want the drama, you know, but it's like Spirit is saying like, no, this is the time where we stand in our power, where we stand in our truth, and where we take power back. Okay? This is a time to recall your power. It's a power recall. It's an upgrade. It's activations. It's alignment. It's all these things, right? But this is like you recalling your power, and then literally like just being open and telling, like giving yourself permission to have your heart open. Like my heart is open. I give myself permission to feel love. I give myself permission to receive love, because what I'm picking up on is a lot of people out there who feel like they're already in the energy of true source love. It's another false sense of love. It's not true, the heart of source, divine love. It's another false or illusion or ego-driven like version of love or self-love, etc. Right? You know? Like some people literally think self-love is drinking green juice or green smoothies, wearing 444, you know, jewelry. It's very new age, very, you know, like that kind of shit. Like, you know, oh, you know, I listen to, you know, the 222, you know, frequency, and I watch tarot, and I drink, you know, green smoothies every day, and I go to the gym, and that is self-love. And they're not wrong. Those are forms of self-love, but they're doing zero shadow work, you know. It's like, you know, especially like people in the spiritual community. If people in the spiritual community are constantly every day showing up like, love and light, love and light, love and light, I feel amazing, I feel incredible, love and light, that's a freaking illusion. No one is like that all the time. That's an imbalance, right? So right now, again, going back to the very beginning of this message about balance, number 2 speaks of balance, right? It's about you honoring your inner feminine and masculine, and really forgiving, unconditionally loving, doing the shadow work necessary, you know, having open surrender and releasing that control, allowing the divine to come in. If you're feeling anger come up, honoring that, you know, wow, I feel irritable right now, I feel angry right now, I'm going to go deeper with this. Like, where is this coming from? Where am I feeling it in my body? Where am I storing this anger in my vessel? You know, like all these different things, right? So my job is always for, you know, the highest and greatest good of all, and to help bring balance and healing and, you know, guidance and all that stuff, right? So obviously the universe and the divine is going to use me as a conduit, of course, right? When there's a message of, hey, we need to look at this stuff right now. We need to go within this, you know, because right now there's a lot of clearing and purging and stuff. And we are filling these empty spaces with light and love, and we're helping to lift you up and infuse you, and we're bringing more love in, but you yourself have to be in that receiving energy, honestly and truthfully. Not wearing a mask, not being in the ego, right? You know, some humans are like, I've done enough work. I've done so much work. You know, why hasn't it happened yet? You know, they like to micromanage. They like to be in control. That's a form of control. That's a form of control. Like the universe is going, it's none of your business, the when, the how, the what, etc. Like that's none of your business. Yet you try to make it your business all the time. And that's why nothing happens. You know what I mean? So anyways, okay, so we're 29 minutes in. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to grab a few like messages. You know what? Oops, I just knocked my notebook down. Let's get a message from the Divine Masters. Look at this. I love this. Quan Yin is showing up, and she speaks of self-love too, but care and compassion. Quan Yin is beautiful energy to work with. It says, choose to be love. Exactly. Exactly. The Empress is the Empress because she has elevated through extreme difficulty, right? And she's learned a lot and she's released a lot. The Empress is not waiting on her Emperor. She's not where is he? And oh my gosh. And, you know, like she's good. She's good on her own. She knows like anyone who comes into my life, like is meant to be in my life, and I'm not going to control it. I'm not going to push things, and I'm not going to be out there trying to, you know, look for someone and cling to someone. Like that's not her. Quan Yin is bringing forth and confirming further this message. You got to choose to be love. So you're going to start feeling a lot of like the old depleting, and that can feel kind of like, you can feel kind of lost and empty right now with the eclipse portal. Like we've literally been straddling like timelines, and we've been in between these realms. Like we're in a new cycle, but we're in between like the realms of the old and the new, you know? So a lot of that old is like clearing and shedding, and the new is coming in and infusing and activating and, do you know what I mean? Integrating. Do what is right for everyone involved. Offer a helping hand. Okay, and immediately I'm hearing, if you want to experience more love, more gratitude, more of that kind of like very high vibe energy, like do something nice for someone, you know, like a little goes a long way. Acts of kindness, you know, there's something about that. Like if you want to experience more love, or you want to embody more love, that's it. If you want to embody more love, like the Empress, you have to be more loving. You have to do things that ignite love within you, that ignite self-love, joy, happiness, passion, you know, gratitude, like things that just bring you joy, that like fill you up and lift you up, you know what I mean? And I keep hearing like it's time to go deeper. It's time to go deeper. So if you're, you know, if you're just like, oh, I do my, you know, spirit, I do things every day, Erica, you know, I meditate for, you know, 15 minutes every single day. Like that's not enough anymore. Like the amounts of clearing and the amounts of integration and activations that we're getting, like you got to connect deeper, and you got to get out of your ego thinking, oh, I'm already doing enough. Because if that's the case, this message wouldn't be coming through, right? Okay. So Quan Yin, it's about being caring and compassionate, but also you guys, also for those of you guys who are still here and you weren't, you know, your ego didn't get triggered by the message and click off, congratulations, mi amors, because this is also at the end here a message of divine grace and divine love union, meaning for a lot of you guys who are still here, you know, you have been doing the caring and compassionate work. And a part of that self-love and a part of that caring and self-compassion, it is shadow work. It is facing yourself in the mirror or whatever and going, I haven't been living authentically. I'm still wearing a mask in this area and this area. You know, I'm still avoiding grief and pain and, you know, certain betrayals or abandonment wounds, you know, in this area, you know, or I'm still feeling it. You know, if you still have healing work to do, because the past will keep coming back up. It'll keep resurfacing. It will haunt you. These things will haunt you. Even if they pop up once every 6 months, it's still resurfacing for a reason, because you have not fully healed it, right? Okay. So anyways, you know, I'm still running from problems like this, you know, I click off of tarot readings that, you know, trigger my ego and, you know, that are messages that I need, but messages that my ego doesn't want to hear. You know, that happens all the time. All the time. I can see it. I can feel it. That's why I just said what I said about if you're still here, because I could see the whole time I was channeling, especially when I'm talking about people getting it wrong about twin flames, people who are, you know, basically still living in the delusion of what a true divine counterpart looks like and is, what a true twin journey is. Like that kind of stuff triggers the low vibrational energy, and it triggers the wounded, distorted ego. So, you know right there, you know, oh, you know, I want to get a reading by someone, you know, and then the reader delivers the reading, but it's not all, you know, rainbows, butterflies, and unicorns. And then there's actual like guidance and, you know, things, but it triggers the distorted ego. And then that person, you know, oh, you know, right? Okay, but that's a you problem, right? That's not a them problem, right? Just like if you're watching tarot on YouTube and a reading is shown to you, boom, right there, and you go, oh, you know, you click on it, and then the reader's 2 minutes in and they start saying things that trigger your distorted ego and your wounds and, you know, all the things, and you go and you click off or you fast forward through it because you don't want to hear that part because it's fucking triggering. So, you know, look at the Holy Spirit. So you guys catch my drift. You guys know what I mean, right? Like, we can't carpet sweep and we can't spiritual bypass. Okay? I attract old souls, ancient energies, and very powerful beings to my channel. Meaning, not everybody, obviously, because trust me, there's people that, right? I'm not talking about them. But the majority of the energy that comes to this channel, so the majority of the people, the subscribers, they have important roles here on earth. Every role plays an important role. You know what I mean? But what I mean is, like, you know, you've known bigger pain. You've known deeper karmic wounds. You've known extreme pain and suffering because bigger the pain, bigger the purpose. Okay. So, you know, and you're more of a mature, evolved, advanced soul anyways, right? So that's why you can handle messages like this that are both beautiful and guiding, but also could be very triggering to the shadow, to the broken parts, to the wounded parts, right? It's literally like pouring salt into a wound, you know, and you can either take it or you can't, right? Okay. The Holy Spirit is coming through, and it's so crazy because my download, my message was about that. It was about the divine energy. Literally, what did I say? Literally, here we go, the Holy Spirit. And I said, like, the heart of source, didn't I? Literally, the heart of source, God's source, the Godhead, Holy Spirit all around you. The divine energy is with you, now helping you melt away blockages so you can be open to love. The chalice, the cup of your heart, is being filled with love until it overflows. Remember that only love is real. That's what they're saying. Expect miracles, but don't hold on to the control of it, right? I saw a reading. It said expect miracles. Where is it? Where is it? Is it happening today? Is it happening today? Why hasn't it happened? That's control. Or you can just be like, I claim it. I expect miracles, honey. And then you go about your day in your life, not thinking about it again. Remember that only love is real. Choose to be love. Love within yourself. It's about falling madly in love with yourself. Loving yourself so much that it truly doesn't matter if anyone else is around you or if you're in a partnership, right? Because you're so good with yourself. The rest doesn't matter. Miracles will occur naturally. Spirit has your back. Exactly. The divine energy is with you, helping you to melt away blockages so you can be open to love. So all of this that came through in this reading is to help you be open to receiving love and to continue to help clear blockages with the Holy Spirit and your spirit guides so you can truly come into holy union with yourself and then with a beloved as well. Okay? All right, so I'm going to end with an angel message. I have a few downloaded messages as I'm going to be recording today for you guys. So get ready. Care for yourself. Have compassion for yourself. Have compassion for others. Have compassion where you're at. Stop obsessing over a runner, over a DM, over anybody. That is such a waste of energy. Manifestation. Literally, you cannot make this stuff up. Manifestation, fertility, prosperity, abundance, new cycles, birth of the new things, high vibration, Quan Yin. But the expect miracles. Manifestation, I'm telling you guys. March and the eclipse portal and everything, it's been aligning us to our destiny. It's the Wheel of Fortune turning in March. And then in April, we start seeing like immediately, basically, the 3D manifestation showing up. We see the alignment that we've been moving through show up. And for some, I'm already seeing it in my life, but I know there's more to come, and I know many of you guys too. Believe in yourself. Believe in yourself. You know? Believe in you. You're good on your own. You're whole on your own. You're in spiritual union with yourself on your own. Believe in yourself. Trust your instincts and follow your heart. For in doing so, you shall manifest all of your heart's desires. The life that you have for so long aspired to create will soon manifest. There you go. Expect miracles. It's been a long time coming, you guys, hasn't it? But there it is. There it is. So I love you guys. I'm going to leave it here. If you guys want to book with me, you can find my different reading options and spiritual services down below. And I pinned in the comments down below, you guys, if you're new here, we are doing our first, well, I'm co-hosting, co-creating with a beloved priestess and her beloved divine masculine who live in southern France. We are doing a Magdalene retreat from the 20th to the 29th of September in southern France. It's very sacred, very beautiful. We are going to sacred sites that are known to many, like Mary Magdalene's cave and Rennes-le-Château. I don't know. Rennes-le-Château. I'm not saying that right. But anyways, places like that, okay, like that are known to many. But we're also going to sacred, you know, energy vortexes and pyramids and stargates and things like that. And there's just so much, you guys, so much. So Stellar and John, they've been doing these sacred Magdalene code retreats for 10 years. And it's just absolutely beautiful. And so it's a powerful initiation plus a beautiful vacation. We stay in 5-star hotel. We have like a personal catered chef. Like it's just like all the things, you guys, right? It's the most beautiful time of year to go visit France, actually. Anyways, if you're interested and you want to hear more and how to maybe proceed, hear more, etc., go into the pinned comments below and click on the video, the YouTube video, watch the video. It's like 17 minutes long that I did, but it goes into further detail and explanation, etc. And then you can just reach out to me via email if you know, after watching the video, you feel called and you want to proceed, okay? So I love you guys. Oh, and I keep forgetting, but speaking of the retreat and my beautiful Stellar and John, my beautiful soul familia and friends, John is, because Stellar truly holds that embodiment of Mary Magdalene, and he is very connected and holds that embodiment of Yeshua, and among like other energies and stuff, but John is such a beautiful, he's a walk-in soul, and he's holding space for the divine masculines, because in the spiritual community, the emphasis has been a lot on divine feminine, because the divine feminine has risen again, and it's just been this whole thing. But also, many hold space for the masculine too. But the masculines have risen. The masculines are awakening at accelerated paces and accelerated awakenings. So John, so John is opening the space for divine masculines. So if you're divine masculine watching this, okay, and you feel like, you're going through this awakening and you could really use some assistance, or you really feel like you would love to connect with another high-powered, awoken, more healed and balanced masculine, like John is there for you, okay? So if that's you, divine masculine, and you feel called and guided, and you're like, whatever, reach out to me via email, and then I will forward you to John. I have to add into my description box, I forgot, but I have to add his, direct like business email as well, and etc. So you can just like reach out to him directly for the divine masculines. But I'm also open to working one-on-one with divine masculines. I have many divine masculines who are clients, but John obviously holds a different space. John can hold space for you, listen and be there with you, guide you, like, you know, it's just so powerful. So anyway, so if you are divine masculine and, you know, you feel that, like, I really need some more, I need divine masculine connection, John's your guy. Okay. So again, that's it, you guys. I love you so much. Have a beautiful day, and I'll see you again with more messages. Bye.